Hey boys and girls, Mr. Resch here with your next lesson. As you can see, there's no check-in today. Our question from the other day was Old Glory, the famous flag from Fort McHenry in the War of 1812. I wanted you to guess how many square feet it is. It is a humongous flag, 42 by 30 feet in diameter and dimensions, and it is 1,260 square feet, bigger than the Perkins flag. Onward. Welcome back from a relaxing Easter weekend. We have snow, it's colder. Hopefully you're ready to move forward and wake up and warm up. So on Thursday, before we left, you did section 9.4 on the War of 1812, and many of you did a fantastic job on your response. And some of the things that you wrote about, which was accurate, was that the Battle of New Orleans took place after the war was over. You see, the Treaty of Ghent ended the war, and it happened in Europe. So it took a long boat ride to get that message over there before the battles actually ended. We know there were 4 causes and 4 effects. If you pay attention to this quick review, it's going to help you in your project. Here are the 4 causes. Impressment. Remember the British taking Americans to work on their ships? We didn't like it. British and natives pairing up to attack our colonists out in the West where we weren't states yet. Not good. Search and seizure of U.S. merchant ships as they were trading neutrally. And lastly, nationalism. Remember the war hawks, those young Republicans who wanted war and expansion. Effects, good things that came out of this. Number 1, U.S. pride increases, right? We beat the British twice. We also earn respect for beating the British twice. We had to make our own stuff, so our manufacturing grew immensely. And we gained lands from those Native Americans who couldn't hang on to it anymore. Today, your job is very simple. It is going to be to learn about the 3 versions of the project. Check your email. I emailed you about version 1, 2, or 3. The difficulty kind of ranges there. Hopefully it'll help you be successful. Your goal is to show me your thoughts, your knowledge about a few options, okay? I'm going to post a link in Flipgrid tomorrow, that is Wednesday, so that you can actually record yourself and tell me what you learned. Here's the key. 5 minutes is the length of time you have to tell me about all of your options. So if you have 2 options, 2 minutes, or 5 minutes to do 2 options. If you have 3 options, you have 5 minutes to tell me about those 3 options. So you got to know your stuff, vocab, people, and dates. All right, here's your goals. We've reviewed the War of 1812. Check, cause and effects. We did not talk about Star Spangled Banner. Remember this guy, Francis Scott Key. He wrote it while he saw the bombing of, Fort McHenry. And it's significant because it would become our national anthem. Your job right now, in the last 2 minutes here, learn about your options. So here we go. All right. As you can see, 3 versions. Check your email to see which version you're getting. If you get version 1, you're going to do 2 total options. 1 option from section 1, 1 option from section 2. I'm going to go over this in a bit. If you're doing version 2, you're going to do 2 total options. I don't care what you do. Pick the easiest 2 and do them. You unlucky people who got assigned version 3, you're doing 3 total options in 5 minutes. 2 options from section 1, 1 option from section 2. You're graded the same on the rubric. Let's take a look at your project. If we go into our chapter 9 folder and we go to our project right here, chapter 9 project, you'll open this up. It'll give you some more specific directions right there. Okay, not too difficult. You can read as well as I can, but here are the highlights. Again, if you're doing version 1, you're doing 2 of the 5 options, 1 from section 1, 1 from section 2. If you're assigned version 2, you are doing any 2 options. I don't care which ones. If you're doing version 3, you are doing 3 options, 2 from section 1, 1 from section 2. Let's look at the sections. Section 1 has 3 options. Option 1. Jefferson era begins. You'll talk about how Jefferson was different, right, as a Democratic Republican. What Adams would do. Option 2 in section 1, Louisiana Purchase. Interesting stuff. We know the story about Napoleon here. Option 3, Alexander Hamilton and Burr Duel. This one should be easy. All right, here's section 2. Time of conflict. This is probably one of the hardest ones. So you got to really know your stuff, what was going on. Second option in section 2 is what were the cause and effects of the War of 1812. Boys and girls, that's what I'm looking for out of you. You can write your script here, key vocabulary, terms, and people and dates. I recommend you do that. There's 3 sections there. And here's a little example of what you got to turn in by Wednesday. 1, 2, 3. Let me know